Welcome back everyone to Golden Boost, and today is my video review about the F50 Elite, and here we go. 235 gram for the boot in size 7.5 OS, 25.5 cm, same weight as the Crazy Fast Elite, same as the Vapor 15 Pro, so it's a lightweight football boot. It's confusing when Adidas decide to call it Pro Turf instead of Elite Turf, because the cuff bar and the Predator, the formula is the same. The upper of the Pro FG, they adjust a little bit. Attacks the turf Outsole and Adidas call it Elite Turf. I don't understand why this F50 had changed this name, but you can understand that the formula is still the same. This F50 Pro Turf is still priced on par with the previous Elite Turf, it's just a different name. In the three model, F50, Predator and Copper, the F50 Pro Turf had the most elite line upper, but it's called Pro. I say that because when I look at it and touch it, one side is the Elite AG version, the other side is the Pro Turf. The two uppers had the same coating, so they feel very close. Same material called Fiber Touch is over 90% similar. The plastic material, the thickness and the shape, many people can tell the difference when they first touch it. But if looking closely, I can feel that the spring web particles on the Pro are not as raised as on the Elite, and when I touch the internal liner at the midfoot, the Pro version is not coated with a sticky silicone layer like on the Elite. The textile inside of the Elite version will be woven with a higher density, making it smoother to the touch. While the internal textile layer of the Pro is rough, the fibers are clearly visible and not smooth like the Elite. But the differences I just mentioned are minor. Because the outer coating is as thick as it is, it makes the two uppers very similar. But there is one thing that surprised me a bit. That is when I have the Pro Turf and Elite AG's versions here, I find it not as thin and soft as the Elite laceless version. When I asked some of my friends, they also said that the Elite laceless version is softer than the laceless one. Because the laceless version made me say wow as I hold it. These two boots have a bit thicker upper. Well, I'm like, why isn't it the same as the last time I reviewed? The compression fit tunnel tongue area and the material around the heel liner are exactly the same as the Elite. The difference here is that the Elite heel shape will be narrower while the Pro Turf is rounder. The original insole of the Turf is a comfort insole, and there will be no speed insole to replace. The midsole and outsole are still the same as the previous X. The shape is still the same, still the incredibly soft light strike cushioning, still the good responsiveness material at the forefoot. So that the cracks at the heel is still happen. It happened from the X Ghosted Point 1 until now. But for me that's not a big problem, so I just ignore the cracks and play normally. Easy to put on because of the U-throat construction. I still have to adjust the tongue to straighten it out. It's very nice on feet. The first and the most important point I want to tell you is that the F50 Pro Turf has a low toe box. The upper feels very close to the toes. To remind you once again, there will be no more raised and boxy toe box like on the Speed Portal and Crazy Fast. So that even if the upper is thicker at first, even it doesn't feel as soft and thin as the Crazy Fast Elite, I will still choose the F50 because of the low toe box. Unlike the previous high-end X generation, the F50 Pro Turf is U-throat construction, so it's comfortable in the midfoot area right out of the box. Many people say that wearing the X, they always feel tight in the midfoot. Then the F50 is solution for you guys. U-throat construction but the tongue stay in place. The comfort is increased, so why not choose the F50? I feel a bit tightness on the lateral side, but it's not harsh. Just after one practice session, wearing it into the first game and it's no longer feel tight. The feeling of tightness on the little toe is much less than the Crazy Fast and Portal Point 1. One of the greatest strengths of the X line for me is still brought to this new F50 generation, which is the feeling of soft cushioning in the heel, good responsiveness at the forefoot, so the feeling of running is still very impressive with a lot of snapback. This time not only from the outsole, but the upper also had good elasticity, so it also resonates to create a fast running feeling like the X Ghosted Point 1. I used to rate the Ghosted Point 1 as the most responsiveness running model, and this F50 also brings a similar experience. In the first match, I feel comfortable and I can play the entire match without any problems. However, the upper is still feel thick, plasticky and not very soft. So even though the touch on the ball felt nice, I haven't felt an emotional explosion yet. In the second match, something strange happened. The left heel of the boot was rubbing against my heel quite a bit. I tried taking out the insole, but the boot was too wide without it. So I kept the original insole in, and as a result, I got a blister because I didn't pull out in time. I felt some pain, but I was excited to notice. But when I felt hurt, I knew that I had blister. I immediately stopped the match and went to the sideline. I stopped playing early, so the blister is still minor. I'll be able to play it again after resting about for 3 days. In the third match, I ran intensively again, but my heel didn't get another blister. Going back to the feel of the upper, it has definitely softened up quite a bit after 4 matches, but it's not as soft as the Speedflow 0.1 yet. I'm not sure how long it will take to get that soft because the coating and the structure of the upper is different. The touch on the ball is excellent. The toe box fits snugly around the toes, and the fit remains tight throughout the matches. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel loose at all. So controlling and manipulating the ball is very reliable. Combined with the good elasticity, the dribbling experience is fantastic. Because I'm familiar with thick midsole football boots, I like the feel of my toe being pushed forward, so everything works well for me. I didn't have any heel lift for the reason I mentioned above. My feet were secure in the boots and didn't slide to the side when braking or changing direction. Even though the insole material is relatively the same, this is probably because the firmness of the upper and the high friction internal liner. As for shooting, it feels amazing. My feet are hugged tightly, which makes striking the ball very enjoyable. For me, even with the thick midsole, the thin forefoot make it easier to pass and shoot than models with a thicker forefoot like the Pumas. In conclusion, these gonna be in my top 3 turf football boots of 2024. The upper is soft now, low toe box bring a snug fit feeling, the lockdown is good at the heel and around my feet. To be honest, I was a little disappointed at first, but only just a little, because the foreign reviewers say that the Elite version is very similar to the Pro. But what I didn't expect was that the Elite laceless version is softer than the Elite laces version. I have had very good experience with the laceless Elite version, so when I wear these two versions, I felt a bit strange. But when I rearranging my emotion, reviewing the experience, this material in the Pro tier does bring a good feeling, and these gonna be in my top 3 turf football boots of 2024. Compared to the X Ghosted 0.1, I find they both have very good responsiveness, but the F50 will feel less plasticky when touching the ball because they have textile internal liner. This upper is not as soft as the Speedflow 0.1, but its strong point is still responsiveness, better than the Speedflow 0.1 when running. When comparing to the Speedportal 0.1 and Crazy Fast 0.1, I will choose the F50 because they have the low toe box. The raised toe box of the last 2 X generation make me feel not as good when wearing a boot with a low toe box. Finally, talk about blister again. I definitely feel okay now. No more blister or friction feeling, but only when I use the Mizuno insole, which is thinner than the original one. I'm still not 100% confident that I can use the comfort insole at the moment. My feet are 25.5 cm long and 10.5 cm wide. For these, I'm going through the side at 7.5 OS, 25.5 cm. So that's my video review about the ADIDAS F50 Pro Turf. If you guys try these and have different experience than me, please share your opinion in the comment section right down below. Right here you can see there's a playlist of my video in English. Click if you wanna see more. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.